Tough night tonight. Just one of those games where it didn't bounce our way, and I thought that Southern Miss caught some breaks, and any little thing that could have gone wrong kind of went wrong, and we're still kind of in a dogfight. Still brought the go-ahead run to the plate in the last inning, and I think the Sun Belt is it has a lot of parity. Whether it be Southern, going up and down the Sun Belt, I think anybody can beat anybody on any given day, and I think we're going to see that as this thing plays out. Tonight was not our night, but we've got the girls are disappointed, coaches are disappointed, but certainly we got to rebound. We talked about that was game number 31 on the year, and we got short term. Now tomorrow's game 32, so we got to flush that and go on to the next game.
Taylor McKinney had herself a day with 2 home runs, and she went 3 for 3 at the plate, 3 RBIs. Can you touch on how important she is for the team?
Yeah, I mean, Taylor's a special player, and she plays really, really well here in Hattiesburg. I know that, they walked her in the last inning, kind of avoided, and that was probably the smartest thing they could have done. 3 for 3 and just hitting the ball on a line everywhere. Big home run earlier in that game, as you said, and she's just a really, really good player. And she's dynamic day in and day out. In this sport, sometimes, you can go 0 for 3 but still be dynamic. And tonight she was 3 for 3 and played really well.
Sarah Beth Brake threw a runner out at second. Can you talk about just how those plays can impact a game?
Yeah, we knew that they had a couple base runners, and SB's, she's got that knack to throw runners out, and certainly that's a game changer. You talk about stealing strikes here or there, yeah, that's a big deal, but throwing base runners out, that's a bigger deal. So I thought the girl left early on that, but thankfully we didn't need to use a review and she threw her out. So good for SB, and hope she can keep that going.
And then what does preparation for tomorrow look like?
Prep for tomorrow is short term. We talk about that a lot after a tough loss. Certainly got to learn from your mistakes. And we were right there in this game. We hit with them. Like I said, the ball didn't bounce our way. In their 3-run inning, we strike a girl out, and then, the kid kicks it to first base on a drop third strike. A broken squeeze play, and we can't get an out on that. And then they ended up with what should have been maybe the 3rd and 4th outs of the inning, and they end up hitting a 2-run home run. So you got to have short-term memory, realize that we were right there in this thing, and you got to show up tomorrow, execute, and play a little bit better. Because I thought, just generally speaking, our pitching was not quite as sharp as it normally is. Offensively, 10 strikeouts, that's probably our season high. And defensively, although, I think we only had the 1 error, there were a couple things that we needed to kind of clean up and be a little bit better. So you go to bed tonight, you wash this one, and play better the next day.
Thank you, Coach.